it's like to be every level of Targaryen. Level 1, the Street Urchin. Your dad left before you were even born. Your mum died before she could explain what the silver in your hair meant. You were born in a small fishing village on the coast of Dragonstone. You have no name worth keeping, no house, no money, no future. You have only one thing, a face that makes strangers look twice and then look away, like they've seen something they weren't supposed to see. At night, you have dreams. You're flying over the ocean. You're breathing fire. You wake up sweating. You don't know what these dreams mean, but you know you're going to make them a reality. Level 2, the Commander. You survive your first battle through stubbornness rather than skill, your second through rage, and your third through something that's starting to look like strategy. You earn a dead man's sword and a promotion nobody wanted to give you. You share your rations with common soldiers in the mud when officers don't. You learn the name of every man who serves under you. 8 years later, you stand on a ridge above the Blackwater, commanding a full legion of 10,000 men who would walk into dragonfire if you commanded it. You never lose a battle you lead, and the lords of the realm begin to notice. Word spreads through the realm that the silver-haired commander from the Dragonstone doesn't lose battles. He conquers everything. Level 3, the Royal. A Meister attached to your garrison pulls you aside after your third campaign victory. With trembling hands, he opens a scroll and points to a single line. A Targaryen prince visited a castle overlooking Dragonstone exactly 9 months before your birth. He visited the very village you were born in. You walk outside and stand in the dark for hours, staring at the castle on the hill that's always been visible from the village, understanding for the first time why you've always felt like you never belonged, like you were destined for something greater. But before you have time to think further, an urgent message gets delivered to you. The High Command has sent for you. They want you in King's Landing. You are about to serve directly under the King's Master of War. Level 4, the Small Council. You're standing in the Tower of the Hand. You're watching the Master of War argue with the Master of Coin about troop movements and grain supplies. You're not at the table. You stand in the corner. You listen, you learn. Your job is to relay orders to the legions and report back on them. You're a messenger with a fancy title, but you're inside the game now. You see how power actually works. It's not about swords and violence. It's about being smart. It's about knowing who owes who, which lords hate each other, and which royals are sleeping with who. But danger is looming on the horizon. The Targaryen king is old. He's sick. He has no children, no direct heirs. The succession is a nightmare. The only heir is a claim being made by his 2 Targaryen nephews. They have dragons, they have castles, and they have huge armies. Then, one evening, the Master of Laws pulls you aside. He's been digging into the castle records. He's found out about everything. He's discovered who your father actually is. The Master looks at you. He sees your silver hair, your purple eyes that you always thought were gray. He tells you the truth. You are the bastard son of Prince Daemon Targaryen. You have royal blood, and you can be the king. He asks you what you want to do with this information. You tell him nothing. Not yet. You're not ready. You have no army, no gold, and no allies. You're just a royal with nothing else. For now. Level 5, the Heir. The king is dying. The cancer is eating him from the inside. He has 3 months left. The realm is about to explode into civil war. Your siblings are already moving pieces, raising armies and making alliances. The Master of Laws brings your case to the small council. He presents the evidence, the servant records, the testimonies from old castle staff, the dates, the blood. They can't deny any of it. You are the king's nephew, a bastard, but royal blood nonetheless. The king calls you to his chambers, alone. He's a skeleton. His skin is gray. He looks at you for a long time. He asks you if you want to be legitimized, if you want to enter the succession. You tell him the truth. You don't want power. You want to serve the realm. Your Targaryen relatives will destroy everything. The king knows this. He's watched them his entire reign, and he despises them. He signs the decree. You are no longer a bastard. You are Aemon Targaryen, acknowledged son of Prince Daemon, blood of the dragon. You're in the line of succession now. The king puts down the pen and exhales one last time. Death has finally come for him. You instantly realize that his last action before death has changed history forever. The war begins now. Level 6, the General. The first attack comes fast. Your tyrant sibling strikes first. Of course he does. He has more to lose by waiting. He sends an assassin. A bad one, but the message is clear. The time for mercy is over. It's kill or be killed. You're at a massive disadvantage. Your siblings have the castles, the gold, and the dragons, but they've spent their lives inside those castles, treating the lords beneath them like slaves. And that will be their downfall. You spend a month mobilizing your outnumbered legion, and something extraordinary begins to happen. The lesser houses, the ones who have spent generations being used by the great families, start sending soldiers to you. You are known as the prince who shared his rations with common soldiers in the mud. And men like you are rare enough to die for. Word spreads, and larger houses begin mustering their troops. House Stark, Valerian, and Tully send ravens within the fortnight. And by the time your siblings realize what's happening, your coalition has grown from a single legion into an army spanning 3 regions. You do not build it with fear. You do not build it with gold. You build it the same way you have built everything you have, by treating people like they matter. It is time to take the war to your siblings. Level 7, the Kinslayer. Your younger brother attacks before the battle. He rides hard from the south with 10 men while your attention is fixed elsewhere. He wants to deal with you personally in the dead of night, but you anticipate this. Not the specific timing, but the lack of honor in it. He has always been a deceiving man, and it'll cost him dearly. You leave the main camp lightly defended on purpose, with a reserve force waiting in the tree line. The ambush collapses on him from 3 sides before his men even finish burning the first tent. The fighting is close and brutal. The losses are staggering. Your younger brother is unhorsed in the chaos. He fights on foot, which is where you find him. He looks at you, and there is nothing in his face that resembles surrender. He's faster than you, cleaner. His footwork is textbook, and his combinations are precise. He cuts you twice in the first minute. What he doesn't realize, though, is that you are willing to be hurt. You let him find the openings his masters trained him to find, but he ends up completely exposing himself to your blade, swinging into his chest. Your sword hits him, and he goes down hard. When you stand over him in the mud, you realize there is no turning back. You swing your blade, and it's done. In the silence, you understand what you have just done. You've won, but at what cost? You have one brother left, the elder, the one with the dragon. This ambush has just evened the playing field. Now, the real battle begins. Level 8, the Warlord. The big battle begins well. Too well. You smash their vanguard at the Blackwater in the first month, crush the Lannister forces across the Golden Tooth in the third, and shatter your brother's southern flank at Harrenhal. Victory after victory, clean and decisive, and your commanders start smiling in the war tent, which is the first sign that something is about to go wrong. Disaster strikes at a shallow crossing. Your brother has anticipated your flanking maneuver and positioned his dragon above the tree line. And before your scouts can send warning, the sky opens up and dragon fire comes down on your eastern column. 3,000 men, gone in minutes. Among the dead is Sir Edwin Rivers, your first sergeant, the man who wrote your name in his report after your first battle ever, the man who has fought beside you in every engagement since then. You do not see him fall. You just see his charred remains, smoldering in the ash. You stand at the river's edge, looking at the smoke where your army's right flank used to be, and feel something go quiet inside you. Not grief. That comes later. Right now, there is only the harsh reality of what remains. Your forces are split. A third of your army is gone. 2 of your allied lords send ravens that night, asking whether they should surrender. You send back 2 words: hold position. You have 1 move left, and everyone in the war tent knows it. Your brother knows it too. A last desperate charge. Freedom or death. Level 9, the Oathbreaker. The final battle begins on a wide open plain, your battered forces standing against your brother's full strength. There is nowhere to retreat to and no reason to. You fight for a grueling 6 hours. Your line holds through the first charge and the second, but breaks on the third. You reform them on foot in the center of the field, while arrows come down around you and horses charge past your sides. Your brother comes through the chaos on horseback and finds you, which is what you planned, because you have known for weeks that this ends with the two of you. The duel lasts 10 long minutes. He is better trained, but you are harder to kill. The same arrogance which led to a rebellion was now going to lead to his downfall, even on the battlefield. He leaves a tiny blind spot in his defense from underestimating you, and you go all in. Your lunge pierces through his armor, and he goes down. He is lying on the ground, defenseless, pleading for mercy. But you have none left to give. You tower above him and swing. You stand in the middle of a battlefield that has gone completely silent, and understand that you have just become something the realm has not seen in a generation. Not a claimant, not a bastard. You are the last Targaryen standing. Level 10, the Dragonrider. Your eldest brother is dead. You officially are the head of your house. However, you are missing one thing, a dragon. Your brother is dead, but his dragon is not. It is in a valley 3 miles from the battlefield, and it has not accepted a rider since its bond was broken. You walk toward it alone. Your commanders tell you this is insane, but you don't know why you're not afraid. Maybe because you've been walking toward things that should have killed you since you were 15. The dragon looks at you for a long time. Then it lowers its head as you put your hand on its snout. You realize that you have just inherited something that goes far beyond a throne, far beyond money or power. You have become a Dragonrider. Level 11, the Negotiator. House Targaryen needs roots in the realm, not just fear. You need a marriage that builds a bridge. You sit across from a lord of a powerful house, a man who has 3 daughters and a healthy respect for dragons. You're not charming in the way courtiers are charming. You are direct. You tell him what you offer and what you require. He looks at you for a long time, and then he laughs. Not with contempt, but with something more like recognition. He calls for wine. By the end of the evening, you have an alliance, but you feel something is amiss. Something is extremely, almost disturbingly wrong. Level 12, the King. As you sit on the Iron Throne, the blades dig into you, even through the robes, and you realize that it was built this way on purpose. Every king should never forget the cost of the seat, and you are grateful for the reminder. A constant thought at the back of your mind keeping you aware of the cost of your success. You look out at the court assembled before you, the lords who tried to use you, the soldiers who bled for you, your new wife from Highgarden, as well as the ghosts of siblings you've murdered. As you take a sip of wine from your chalice, though, your throat tightens. Your vision becomes blurry, and you struggle to breathe. You collapse on the ground, gasping for air, suffocating in front of your wife, your friends, and very clearly, your deadliest enemies.